Hi guys, so today we'll be graphing linear piecewise functions. So you always have to look over here and it looks like 0 is right here, so 0. So then if it has a line underneath it, that means it's a closed dot, and then if it is without a line, that means it has an open dot. And then you have to decide whether it goes to the left or to the right. So then, as you can see, it's less than 0, so x is less than 0, so anything below, so you slide your pointer to the left, so it has this big arrow. Sometimes it's picky, and then you click domain complete. Now you're going to look at this equation. It says 0, so we click 0, and then because it has the dot under, or the line underneath it, that means it's a closed point. And then we look at our next point, and our next point is 7. So we click on 7, and again it has the line underneath, so that means it's a closed dot. And then you're going to draw an arrow connecting the two together. Because anytime is between two numbers, it's in between these, and then anytime it's just like one number, it's either to the left or the right of that point. And then you click domain complete. Then the final equation is x is greater than 7, so we click on 7, and it doesn't have a line underneath it, so that means that it's an open point. And then we click on this and we drag to the end because it's greater than, so it goes to the right. And then you can click domain complete. So then you're ready to graph. So because it's less than 0, so we know that the line is going to the left, we just click on this point where it intersects because this is the 0. And then it's 0 and less, it's not anything up here, so then you're done selecting. After that, you go over here and the graph of the first function, y equals 1/2 x minus 5. If x is less than 0, it has, so on the left side, it has array because there's no other symbol. And then on the right, it has an open dot because it doesn't have the line underneath it. And then you graph your next couple points. So now because it's between 2 points, we're going to go and look at this pink line right here. I'm going to click on the 0. And then because it only took me up to the x-axis, and I know it has to go up to 7 on the y-axis, I click right here to finish the line between here and here, and then you're done selecting. After that, the graph on the second function piece, y equals 2x minus 9, if 0 is less than or equal to 0 or greater than or equal to 0, x, and then x is greater than or equal to 7. So because it has the line underneath, that means it has a closed dot on the left, which is the side, and compared to the other one, which didn't have one over on the left over here, so that's why it was array. And then on the right, again, it had a it has a line underneath it, so that means it's a closed dot. And then you're ready to graph your last point. So now you're going to click from 7. So you click on 7, which is right here. And it'll click on, and because it's only going to the right after 7, that means none of this needs to be clicked. So then you're done selecting. And then finally, if there's nothing on the left, there's nothing over here. So that means that it has array again. Oops, I meant on the right, I forgot. So because this time when you look at the equation, it's on the right. So on the left there is something, but on the right there isn't. It's a little bit confusing. So because it doesn't have the line underneath it, again, it's an open dot. And then on the right there's a ray. Sometimes it's a little bit confusing because these signs are really similar, and so when you look at the equation, you have to tell which way the sign is pointing to tell you what. And then you're ready to move on to your next problem. So I hope that this helped you, and I hope that it isn't too tricky to understand all the signs and what way they face and the points on the graph.